I said it yesterday. DaVante Parker coming to the Eagles? Well, today, the Eagles are showing interest. Dallas still stinks. Yo, by the way, King Dingbat here, so I've had a little bit of time to calm down. I've calmed down from my outrage. Do I feel really any better about this? Not really. Not really. I don't like the pick. I see there's a lot of people making excuses on why Derek Barnett was such a great pick, but I'm going to get away from that for a while. I want to talk about DaVante Parker. So if you're new to the channel, make sure you like, make sure you subscribe. We do Eagles stuff every day. No matter what my reaction is, it's going to be real, so you don't want to miss it. And if you're new, if you've been subscribed for a while, just double moonwalk check that you're still subscribed, because YouTube's been unsubscribing people unknowingly. So just double check. Now, I did a video earlier talking about DK Metcalf, about the possibility, a rumor out there that the Eagles may have engaged in DK Metcalf. This would be my situation, like my number one situation. This is what I want. I want DK Metcalf. I want DK Metcalf. Is it realistic? Probably not. If we look at basically how this offseason has gone so far, it's fair to say it's probably not realistic. I don't know that the Eagles will pull the trigger. It doesn't look like the Eagles are looking to pull the trigger on guys that make a huge impact, unless it's at a bargain, okay? So yesterday, Tyreek Hill gets traded to the Miami Dolphins. They got Waddle, they got Cedric Wilson, they got Tyreek Hill, and now DaVante Parker, it seemingly looks like he may be the odd man out. And there are reports coming out of Miami that there are multiple group of teams interested in him. The two teams I'm hearing the most about having a possibility of getting a DaVante Parker, the Philadelphia Eagles and the Arizona Cardinals. Now, I'm sure there are other teams in there. Really, if the Eagles were to get DaVante Parker from the point of view of salary cap, it would be cheap. I think it's a little over $5 million in 2022 and a little over $5 million in 2023. So cap numbers, Eagles can easily make it fit. They easily can make it work. And yeah, he probably would come cheap. I don't think it would cost you more than a 5th round pick to get him. And that's being truthful. I don't think it would cost you more than a 5th round pick. Now, I think that anybody would tell you that getting DaVante Parker would be an improvement for this offense. He would come in as the number 2 receiver, and he would instantly help the Eagles. That is true. He would help Hurts. I like the idea, and one of the reasons I like the whole DK Metcalf thing is he is big and he's fast. Well, my man DaVante Parker, he's big and he's fast. So that is something that he would give us. So I think he would definitely improve this offense if the Eagles were going to be able to do it. My issues with him are more, I think he's hurt all the time. He's hurt too much. He's hurt. I don't want a guy that comes in 7 or 8 games and then he's hurt for 7 or 8 games. That worries me. If you look at his statistics, really, in 2019, he had his best year. He played 16 games. He had 72 catches for 1,202 yards, 9 touchdowns. That's a fantastic year. 2020, he only played 14 games, but he still had 63 catches for 793 yards, 4 touchdowns. And then last year, he played in 10 games. He had 40 catches for 73 yards, 515 yards. So when he plays, he's productive. There's no question about it. The question is will he play? I mean, he missed 7 games last year. So to me, that is my biggest concern with bringing in DaVante Parker. However, nobody can tell you that he would not help this offense. No question about it. But how would it work, right? You figure you have DeVonta Smith as your 1, DaVante Parker as your 2. What are they going to do at 3? Are you going to put Regular in, or are you going to put Quez Watkins in the slot? Because to me, you can't do anything that takes away from Quez Watkins developing, unless it's some elite player that you have no choice. Then it's something I totally understand. I totally get, okay? I think that this probably could happen. Cheap move. It would be a decent move for the Eagles in terms of they would get a lot of production from a guy who, when he plays, is pretty good, and he's not big against the cap. So, I mean, that's the good part of it. The bad part of it, to me, is that he's 29 years old. Like I said, he's injured all the time, and in some ways, I'm just going to be honest. In some ways, I feel like it's almost to please the fans, to give us something, because we're waiting for something with DaVante Parker, and we just need that. That is what worries me about the whole thing. But I mean, DaVante Parker, obviously, he's an upgrade over what we have. I can't say he isn't. It's not my first move. I still think the number one move you gotta make is go out and get DK Metcalf. If you want me to forgive the Derek Barnett thing, which to me is a horrible move. If you want me to feel better, then give me DK Metcalf. Make me feel better. Give me DK Metcalf. DK Metcalf, first round pick. I'll give you a first round pick, regular, and like a fourth. That's it. Get it done. DaVante Parker will come in for 2 years. I don't want him more than that because he's 29 years old right now. DK Metcalf's 24. What are the Eagles doing to help Jalen Hurts? This is what I keep asking. This is the question. So far in free agency, how is this offense become better? That's the question we have to ask ourselves. And so far, it hasn't. It hasn't. So the Eagles have to do something to get this offense going. And if it's DaVante Parker and that's the best we can get, then I'm all for it. But if I can shoot higher, if I can aim a little higher, if I can look to do a little more, I want to shoot for DK Metcalf. I want to shoot for a better player. But I'm not Howie Roseman. And if you look at everything we've done so far, right? They tried to get Calvin Ridley. He would have been a great pickup. But, the reason why they wanted him was because they were only going to have to give up a third-round pick. That's not a lot. Secondly, okay, you have guys like you have guys like Haason Reddick. He comes to Philly. He's not costing you a lot of money. He came on a bargain deal. He gave you a great deal because he wanted to play there. And then you go and you get Zach Pascal. They're paying him $1.5 million, I believe. So Zach Pascal is not a lot of money. Now, if you get DaVante Parker, he is not going to be a lot of money. He could fit in your cap very nicely. Start, be productive, no question about it. And he's not going to cost you a lot in draft picks. So, to me, this seems like a very real possibility that the Eagles are going to do this. Like, I think the Eagles are going to end up with DaVante Parker, more likely than anything. But it's not what I want. It's not what I would go for. But, I mean, it makes sense. As sure as I look like Denzel Washington, this looks like something the Eagles would do. The question is there's probably going to be, a lot more teams. Now, Scantling just signed with Green Bay. So that probably, Kansas City. That probably takes Kansas City out of the DK Metcalf sweepstakes and the DaVante Parker one. So what other teams are possibly interested in DaVante Parker? The reasons why teams will look for him is because he's not that much money. Now, me personally, like I said, if it was up to me, I want DK. If I can't get DK, I'm telling you what, I'm more interested in a trade with a guy like Laviska Shenault, a young guy who still has upside. I would rather take a chance on something like that. See if I could trade for Chase Claypool. See if I could do any of those things before I would go DaVante Parker. But I'm not so sure that the Eagles feel that way because the Philadelphia Eagles have struck out on so many receivers, and they're looking, more importantly than the type of players they're getting, it seems like to me they're looking for bargain prices. They're bargain shopping. That's what it seems like they're doing to me. And I think Haason Reddick fell in their lap, and we lucked out on that one. Because if he wanted more money, he wasn't coming to Philly, and then what we would have done. So to me, DaVante Parker would upgrade this Eagles team. Not my first choice, not my second choice, third choice, fourth choice. There's a lot of guys I'd still rather go and get. But he would be an upgrade nonetheless. He would be cheap, and it really seems like it fits what the Eagles doing. So I think there's a very good possibility of this one happening, but we're going to have to wait and see. Let me know what you guys think in the comments section. With that said, take care. Talk to you later, of course. Don't be a dingbat. Come on, here we go. Are you freaking kidding me?